tax saving or tax planning can be a new angle through which we will be able to promote mutual fund products to our client. Most of the time we sell mutual funds on the basis of performance or goal planning, liquidity, but tax saving can be a new angle which we need to be exploring, especially as this time period when people are looking for various avenues to save taxes. In this video, I'm going to discuss with you 3 insights regarding how you can look at taxation as a new angle to grow your mutual fund distribution business, which none of the mutual fund advisors are talking in the market. I'm going to discuss with you how your client can build up wealth by efficiently planning their taxation and how you are going to convince them that they need to plan their taxation in an efficient manner. Second, I'm going to show you how you are going to pitch mutual fund as a better alternative to rest all other tax saving avenues. And lastly, I'm going to show you how it is going to impact your business as a mutual fund distributor. Hello everyone, I'm Shobhit. I'm a fin-based growth expert and founder of Fin-based Growth Club. We are an aspiring community of new age mutual fund distributors who are determined to change how India invests. So let's first touch upon the basic point, which is why your client should be doing their tax planning. I have seen numerous cases where people think that tax outgo is a necessary evil. It has to go and it cannot be minimized or reduced. And if you are going to talk to your client regarding this, believe me, you are going to find a much easier way to convince them to come into the mutual fund fold. You need to make them understand that they can definitely reduce their tax outgo if they are able to plan it well. Government is going to offer, or government is offering huge way or multiple ways to reduce their taxable income. And if you can help them, handhold them, guide them so that they can reduce their tax outgo, nothing like that. I have created a simple chart for you which you will be able to show to your client and convince them that tax planning can help them in great way. The simplest way which I would like you guys to understand and make your client understand is ask them to look into this chart, or you should explain this chart to them. If their taxable income is 10 lakh rupees in the financial year, the tax outgo will be 1,17,000 rupees. Now it is 11.70%. As the income or taxable income of the client goes up, the tax outgo will also keep on growing. So you need to make them understand if their taxable income is 30 lakh rupees, the tax outgo is almost a quarter, which is 7,41,000 rupees. But more importantly, I want you guys to make your client understand it is not only the money which is going, but it is a time of their life which is going. And how you are going to convince them is like this. You need to make them understand that whatever money they are paying in their tax outgo, it is the money which they have earned by spending their time in their professions. So again, coming back to the chart, if you look at this, it is the 24.70% of their time which has been gone to the government as taxes, which will never come back. You need to make them understand that the tax outgo in terms of money may be on in the future time. You need to make them understand that the money outgo in terms of tax outgo can be recovered or can be earned in future. But what about the time? The time which they have spent to earn that money is never going to come back. So just look at this calculation. I think it is going to make much more sense to you. That if you convert the tax outgo in terms of time and months, it makes much more sense. So in a year, the time which is going to go out from a 12 months time period, if your tax outgo is only 11.70%, it is almost 1.5 months in a year which they are paying to the government in the form of taxes. 12 महीने में से 1.5 महीना आपका टैक्स में जा रहा है. This we need to make our client understand. You need to also make them understand that if they are not planning their taxes well, then this tax outgo will keep on increasing with time. If client taxable income is 20 lakh rupees in a year, then the tax outgo is almost 2.5 months. Less than 10 months is available for them to enjoy their life. Just multiply and see in the year's term, and it will be an eye opener for them. Just look at this. If they are only into a simple 10 lakhs tax bracket, then or in 10 years, 1.7 years is going into the taxes. If you are able to convince your client that it is not only the money, but it is the time which they are paying to the government, which is never going to come back, definitely they are going to look at taxation from a very different perspective. They are going to appreciate that if they are able to plan their taxation in well advance in an efficient manner, they are going to be saving a lot of time for their near and dear ones. They can utilize their time for various purposes, and that should be the motive. Always remember, most of the actions, decisions which we human beings are taking is in the emotional front. So if you are able to trigger their emotions that the time which they are losing is never going to come back, they are going to look into that, and then you can help on them. The other way through which you will be able to convince your client to plan for their taxation well is to look at the wealth creation journey which they are going to lose. The money which they are paying to the government, if they're able to channelize that money into a better investment avenues, you need to show them the what kind of wealth creation they will be having. You need to make them understand that if they are able to save 25,000 rupees a year, then in 20 years time period with a 15% compounding growth, they will be accumulating 30 lakh rupees or close to 30 lakh rupees. Just look at the magic. If it is a lakh of rupees in tax outgo savings, or they are able to channelize this 1 lakh rupees into investments which they are paying to the government, it is going to compound to more than a crore in 20 years time period only. What I would like you guys to understand, and you need to make your client realize that this tax outgo which they are channelizing into savings or investments, it is going to be increasing day by day. As their income will grow, their tax outgo will grow. And if they are able to plan that tax outgo in an efficient manner, they are not only going to save their time and money, but they are going to change the financials of their family as well. They are going to have a much stronger financial planning done for them. They will have much more wealth to spend for their near and dear ones. And I want you guys to make them understand this angle. If you are able to convince them in this perspective, I have no doubt that they are going to seek your help in planning their taxation, and then you are going to open a new way to garner new business. The other argument which I keep on hearing from the clients is that if they plan for their taxation or if they do tax saving investments, their cash flow will be impacted. You need to make them understand that it is only partially correct. If they are able to plan well, whatever tax anyways going, that can be reduced, but more importantly, without pain, there is no gain. So if they are able to plan little bit, if they can sacrifice little bit, they will be having a much better financial future for themselves and their family members. So that we need to make them understand and realize that they need to plan this better. And this tax saving angle has been used by all the insurance companies effectively. Now I find lot of advertisement coming. We can save 46,000 change rupees if we plan our tax well. Same way, we need to also convince our client that if they are able to plan their tax savings well, or if they are able to plan their investments well in tax saving instrument, they will be able to reap the benefit in the years to come. So I hope now I have given some new dimensions for you to discuss with your client so that your client is ready to look into the taxation or tax planning angle as well in their personal finances. And once you are able to convince them that they need to do that, then let's dive into the second part of this video, which is why they should be looking at mutual fund for their tax saving or tax planning investment journey. We have numerous financial products through which we will be able to plan taxation or tax saving investments for our client. But what we need to pitch our client is all the popular tax saving instruments available in the market. It may be bank fixed deposits, it may be insurance schemes, it may be PPFs. These all are going to build much lesser optimized return for your client compared to mutual funds. You need to also pitch them that mutual funds is having the lowest time period of locking vis-a-vis the other tax saving instruments available in the market. I want you guys to make them understand in terms of quantifying this. I have created a calculation for you. I think this is going to help you in understanding it better. Now, if you look at this calculation, I have assumed that today in your bank fixed deposit, you are going to get 5.5%. In your insurance policy, the yield can be anywhere around 6%. In mutual funds, equities, tax saving instruments, on average, you can expect a 12% compounding growth. And in your PPF, as of now, it is 7.1%. Now, what I would like you guys to understand and make your client understand is, if they are going to put say 1 lakh rupees in any of these tax saving instruments, and if they only going to invest for 3 years, which is the minimum time period that is only offered by a mutual fund investments and not any other tax saving instruments available in the market, the value which they are going to create after 3 years in bank fixed deposit is only 1,17,000 rupees for and in insurance policy it is 1,19,000 rupees, but in mutual fund it is 1,40,000 rupees. Now in bank fixed deposit, as we all know, we need to keep at least for 5 years. If they are going to invest in bank fixed deposit, and then if you are going to compare with say a mutual fund ELSS scheme, just imagine what kind of value the mutual fund schemes are going to create. At 12% rate, the value which they are going to get is 2,47,596 rupees. And what is the maturity value which they are going to get in bank fixed deposit? It is only 1,53,468 rupees. Of course, you can also say that the tax angle will also come into play, because maturity in bank fixed deposits will be taxable, the interest will be taxable, whereas in mutual funds, the tax outgo will be much, much lower. If you're going to compare with, say, PPF, there the lock-in is 15 years. Just look at the 15 years, what kind of growth prospect we are talking about. In PPF, in 15 years, the client is going to have 2,43,928 rupees. And in mutual fund scheme, it is 4,36,349 rupees, almost double. So this way, if we are able to quantify this, if we are able to tell our client that the kind of value creation which is going to happen in mutual fund would be much, much better than what they are going to get in any other tax saving avenues, I think we can make lot of our sense to our client. I have created an alpha generation sheet. Just look at this. The alpha which is going to be created compared to a mutual fund by the other investments is huge. If you are investing in a mutual fund scheme, and if you are able to compare the performance of returns compared to mutual funds to say bank fixed deposit, in 5 years time period, the maturity value which you are going to get in mutual fund would be higher than the bank fixed deposit by 61%. Now, if you are going to compare with say insurance policy or a public provident fund, where most of the policies are for 15 years or so, the alpha generation would be close to 100% in insurance policy, and in PPF it is 78.88%. Now this means what? This means that suppose you are going to get 100 rupees in an insurance policy on maturity in a 15 years time period, in mutual fund you are going to receive 204 rupees. Same if you compare with PPF, in a PPF suppose you are getting 100 rupees in a 15 years time period, in mutual fund you are going to get 178 rupees 88 paisa. So if this kind of value proposition it is going to offer, then definitely client will be able to resonate with your idea. He can see the value which he is going to get, and then he will be able to make informed decision. These arguments are very simple, but it is going to make much more sense to our client. Please understand, we don't want to complicate the life for our client. We want to simplify the journey for them. And once we are able to do that, let's come to the third part of the argument, how it is going to help you as a mutual fund distributor to grow your business. The first thing which you need to understand is, now we are opening a new kind of avenue, new kind of market for ourselves. We are not only selling that and competing with bank fixed deposit in terms of return, in terms of safety. Now we are competing in terms of tax saving, and that will be a much more persuasive argument which we can give to our client, and our client will be able to understand that. Other important thing is, this is a sticky money because all the ELSS schemes are compulsory having 3 years of lock-in. If there is a 3 years of lock-in, this means what? This means that money is going to stay with us for a longer period of time, and with the time the value of investment grows, and as the value of the investment grows, it is also going to lead us to a better revenue realization for we as a mutual fund distributor. And all these ELSS schemes are going to offer much better brokerage rate than any other mutual fund or open-ended mutual fund schemes in the market. So if that is the case, it is a win-win for everyone. You are also going to get much better visibility, a higher revenue rate, and your client is also going to save tax and build wealth over a period of time. I hope it has given you some new dimensions to think into, to approach your client, to grow your business. In case you like the content, do hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up so that we can grow and reach as many like-minded people as much possible. In case you are looking to build a successful mutual fund distribution business by following a modern approach, then I would love you guys to join my 90 minutes free masterclass. In this masterclass, I am going to discuss with you how you can build a new age modern mutual fund business from scratch in 21 days or less. I am going to leave the description for my free masterclass in the description. I would love to see you in my live session so that we can handhold you, guide you, motivate you in the journey to make India invest better. Thank you for watching. Until I am going to see you again.